Did you ever hear the tragedy of Skippy the Jedi Droid? No, I thought not. It's not a story Disney would tell you. It's a legend. Skippy the Jedi Droid is an 8-page short story in the comic Star Wars Tales #1, published in September 29th, 1999. This was when the Star Wars comic license was still under Dark Horse. Star Wars Tales comics usually collect about 4 different short stories per issue. So as we're going through this adventure of Skippy the Jedi Droid, keep in mind that this comic came out the same year as The Phantom Menace, 1999. It was that long ago. Skippy the Jedi Droid takes place shortly before Episode 4 and during the very beginning of Episode 4. It stars an R5 unit named R5D4, or as the title would call him, Skipping. The story opens with Obi-Wan sensing someone or something strong in the Force and is looking for that person on Tatooine, obviously. But no matter how hard he looked, he could never find anyone strong in the Force. However, Obi-Wan didn't know that it was actually an astromech extremely strong in the Force. Skippy, at this point, is serving drinks at Jabba's palace and is accidentally bumped into by Boba Fett, spilling one of the drinks from his tray. But before it can hit the ground, the droid, named R5D4, is able to reach out with his mind and turn the drink back in its upright position to serve it to Jabba the Hutt. Which is fucking stupid, because after somebody bumped into me, I'm looking at them for like the next 5 minutes, and Boba Fett is an elite bounty hunter, and he just ignores this, doesn't think it's like a weird assassination attempt. But whatever, I don't work for Dark Horse, I didn't write this story. One day, R5 removed his restraining bolt with the Force and force persuaded the guards to let him leave. Beep, beep, do, bop, bop. Which translated means, I'm not the droid you're looking for.
Lots. Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme, every stanza kind of rhymes with the last one. Hopefully it'll work.
Skippy wandered the desert for days in search of his destiny, until he was finally picked up by a Jawa sandcrawler. There he had visions of Darth Vader and an Asian Princess Leia who sported legit cinnamon rolls on their head. Now let me stop the story right here. Did the editor or the writer or the artist think like this was funny? Like this was a fucking joke? Like, I can imagine them sitting around their desks chuckling like, haha, this is so clever. Everybody's gonna laugh. It's so stupid. Why would you put cinnamon rolls on her fucking hair? Oh my god. Anyways, back to the story. As fate would have it, this would of course be the same sandcrawler that picked up R2-D2 and C-3PO. Eventually, the sandcrawler stopped and took all the droids out and lined them side by side in front of a pissed off Asian Owen Lars and a very young and Asian Luke Skywalker. What the fuck is happening with this art? What is going on? Skippy immediately sensed the Force within Luke and persuaded Owen to choose him. Skippy was ecstatic at the undoubtable destiny that lay before him and Luke. However, R5 soon envisioned that without Luke, stormtroopers would come and take R2 back to Vader, where he would be destroyed and Leia would be killed, leading to a chain reaction of horror that would include the rebellion being destroyed, R5's memory being wiped after 3PO refuses to translate his rubbish, and Luke dying on Tatooine without ever fulfilling his destiny. R5 knew what he had to do and suddenly set off a mild explosion inside himself, leading Luke to believe that he had a busted motivator. Skippy then used the Force on 3PO, telling Luke to buy R2 instead. Owen did so, leaving R5 to be destroyed by a stray stormtrooper blast during the later raid, with nobody ever knowing the great deed that R5 had just done. The end. Obviously, by the time this came out, the same year as Phantom Menace, as I said before, the EU has been in full effect for like 20-30 years. Can you imagine at the end of Return of the Jedi, Luke looks and sees a Force ghost of Obi-Wan, Yoda, Anakin, and fucking Skippy the droid? Like, he just comes and just like, hey, yeah, it's actually me you saved today. You guys didn't do shit. I know this is a Star Wars tale. Most fans say even when the old canon was back on, that this wasn't canon anyways. But some people might. But can you imagine that if this was canon? Like, why would you okay this? Anyways, this is Star Wars Tales #1. I'll put links in the below description if it's possible to get digital, or you can always go to your local comic book store. I'm sure they'll have copies of this. Hey guys, thanks for watching until the end of the video. I'm going to use this time informally. I'm not really going to edit this down to talk about what we're trying to do with the video. I guess I'll call this end slate, like the end of every video. But thanks for coming to Star Wars Mythos. I'm gonna try to go through all the goods, bads, and stupids of the Star Wars universe, whether it be new canon, old canon, or flat out un-canon. I kind of want to take a look at anything and everything. Maybe you've heard of some stuff, maybe you haven't. Sorry, we stuttered a little bit there. If you liked what you just saw, or you want to see more, or if you want to give me some kind of criticism, please comment and subscribe. Anything that would make me want to continue to do this, and you can always email me. I'll put all the information down below in the description box. But any type of feedback would help, except for the feedback that's going to tell me to go kill myself. Thanks.